Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Carly and I run a handmade small business called Handmade. And today I just want to have fun with some fabric. I want to make myself a laptop sleeve and I want to eventually add those into the shop as well. So I'm going to start playing around with the sizing and all of that. I have a 16-inch laptop, so anything below a 16-inch it'll obviously fit. And I also have a bunch of like these scrap pieces of fabric that are a little bit bigger. So I want to kind of piece them together and make almost like a patchwork with all of the fabrics that I have. So we're just going to be playing around with that. And I do want to bulk prep some prayer quilts probably towards the end of the week, the end of the video. And I only have a couple of them left. And those are one of the top sellers at my market. So we really need to buckle down and get working on those. So I'm going to start with the laptop sleeve and, you know, measuring it and everything. So I'll bring you over there and we'll cut some fabric for it. And today we have our small size yellow patchwork cup koozie for the day. I normally use my goose one, but we've got the yellow patchwork today. So, okay, and I'm going to be using our cottage charm patchwork today. And it has that mini floral liner inside. And I've already measured my laptop and I'm going to kind of, because I need to obviously have seam allowance, but then I also need to think about how much the zipper is going to take away from it. And also I'm going to be quilting these, so you have to add a little bit of allowance for that when you're quilting it too. And this might end up being too big, too small, but we're going to figure it out. Trial and error. So I have my two pieces here that we need to quilt for the laptop sleeve, and I have some other things I need to quilt as well, so we'll just quilt those while we're at it. I have to fill up some of my bobbins, and I have different zippers for the laptop sleeve. So these are the ones for my like keychain wallets. They're a little bit smaller, and you can tell on this one they're bigger. So not as chunky as our essentials pouch zippers, which those have like a almost like a molded plastic teeth there. These are kind of like a nylon there, but they're bigger. That way I feel like they'll be a little bit more sturdy for the laptop sleeves. So all different kinds of zippers, and hopefully it'll all work out. So I'm just going to get to filling up my bobbins and then quilting these pieces, and we will be back. And I've also been slacking on my books, so I'm going to start back into Brimstone. I'm about halfway, so yeah, I've been slacking on that, so I need to do better, and I'm probably going to finish that one this week. So I just wanted to let you guys know I'm still listening to Brimstone, and yeah, we're going to get to quilting. we've got our pieces quilted here for our laptop sleeve, and I am going to add my label onto them as well. I want to start adding these labels onto all of my products, you know, so people know, like if you leave the market and you forget who you bought it from, my label will be on there so you'll know who made it. But we need to get a zipper, and then we'll pin these together with the first zipper and the liner. Okay. Good, and that's a good size there. I was worried the zipper wasn't going to be long enough, but it works just fine. And I think today is also going to be like a day of finishing unfinished products or projects, because I also have these here that I'm trying to make a larger essentials pouch. Like this is my normal size, but I want it to be a little bit taller and like slightly wider. So we're going to be working on that today too. But just probably a week of just having fun in here, and you know, like bulk prepping, I know I need to do it, but it's kind of monotonous, and you know, I just like to break things up a little bit so I'm not doing the same thing over and over and over again. So we're just gonna have fun this week and, you know, make some things that I've been wanting to make and work on my unfinished products. So that way we can, you know, just get all these things off my table and give me some space here. So we've got the zipper and our first liner here, and we'll sew that. But we're gonna try and figure out where to put this label here. I should probably measure it, but there, let me grab a piece of tape because I'm gonna tape it on there. All right, and then we'll sew that on there. So we've got the laptop sleeve all done here with the mini floral on the inside. And then we've got our label on there. But let's see, smooth this out of the way, if it'll fit. I think it will. Just worried about the zipper part. And if it's tall enough. Okay. So we got it in there. The only thing, it's pretty snug. Let's see. I could probably go taller, maybe ½ an inch to give it some extra space. But we do have a lot of, I like the space on the top there, the zipper. It fits really nice. But it is nice and snug in there. So we've got that. It'll definitely fit 15-inch laptops as well. So that's nice. I love it. Came out so cute. Awesome. And I did write all of this down in my notes because I'm prone to doing that, of making something and not writing down like measurements or anything. So I did that, and I'm proud of myself for doing that. So we got our laptop sleeve done, and now I want to work on like the patchwork items that I'm going to be making. So I just want to get all my scraps out and then see like what we have, and then we're going to cut them down and we'll sew them all together. All right, so let's see what we have. And these are kind of bigger pieces. Let me move this out of the way. But I'm going to try to put them, these will be for liners. So definitely off the bat, we can do like a blue themed patchwork for sure. And then I'm going to have to decide if I want to do like squares or if I want it to go like to have vertical strips, but we might do both. We can definitely do like a pink purple bag too. And then like these pieces, do I include these into the patchwork or not, because they're already a patchwork? I'm gonna put those over there with the other ones. We'll see. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start with the blue like patchwork, and I have some that are going to be like strips, and then I'm gonna do squares as well that we're gonna kind of see what we can get out of these. So I'm just gonna put all these together here, just kind of see what we can get out of these scraps. And probably, they're not too big, so we could probably get some of the small zipper pouches out of these and keychain wallets. But we'll see. If we end up having enough pieces, we might be able to do an essentials pouch, but we'll just have to see once everything is quilted together. I realize I haven't shown you guys Buddy today. Here he is in his new comfy bed. Like I said, he's always in here with me. If I leave the room for 2 seconds, he follows me and then he'll come right back in here. So he's just relaxing. All right, so I think I'm gonna start with the squares because I'm not too sure what I'm gonna be able to get out of these strips. So we're gonna start with the squares and see what we can get out of them. Okay, so I've got all my little squares here, and I kind of have an idea of how big I need this to be for probably keychain wallets. So I'm just gonna kind of put the squares wherever, and then we'll organize them or maybe move them around once we get them all out. So that's what I'm gonna be doing now. Just kind of placing these wherever and putting them not too close to other ones. We'll put that one there. Oops, here. And then we'll move them around if we have to. So I'm just gonna work on this and then I'll show you guys once we're all done. Okay, so I think this is what I'm going to go with, and we'll just kind of sew all the rows together, the squares to each other, like per row, and then have that row, and then we'll just put the rows together as we go down. So I'm going to work on that, and then we'll put it on some batting. Okay, so I ironed all of the seams flat, and then we've got our rows here. So I'm just gonna put like row 1 onto row 2, and then we'll sew that. And we'll just end up sewing them all together, and then we'll iron those seams, and we should have our little patchwork piece here. So then we'll just put it on some batting. But yep, we're just going to sew all of the rows together, and I'll show you when we're done. put it on some batting. And I think what I'm gonna do is, I think it's called crosshatch quilting. So it's gonna have the the crisscross pattern, I guess, is what it's going to do. So I'm gonna go through each of the squares and make kind of like an X. So we'll see how it turns out. It's my first time doing that. But I think it'll look real nice with the squares here. And yeah, I will see you guys when I finish this and let you know how it comes out. We shall see. All right, here it is with the crosshatch quilting. I think this is so cute. I've never done this type of quilting before, and I just love it so much. It is adorable. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm super happy about this. All right, I'm going to trim up the edges here and then see what we're left with measurement-wise, and then we'll see what we can make out of this. Okay, I ended up doing, I think it was like 3 rounds of quilting all of the pieces together. So I got 6 keychain wallets that we're gonna finish up, and these are the squares with the crosshatch quilting. We're gonna have 1 essentials pouch with the squares and the crosshatch quilting, and then I'll have 2 of the small zipper pouches with, these are like vertical quilting there. So I really like this one. It's kind of different, but I think the squares are my favorite. And I want to, probably on the next batch, I try making the squares a little bit smaller. So I did these 3-inch squares. So I think I'm gonna do either 2.5 or 2-inch squares. So, well, that will be like a whole nother project, but, and I'm gonna do like this light blue liner for these instead of a white. We're just gonna do this light blue here. So I'm gonna cut out the liners, and then I think I'm probably gonna make a few more labels as well. So we'll just put labels on everything. I'm gonna cut out the liners, and then we'll go from there. I do have one more project. Like I said, this is going to be kind of a day of, or a week of working on unfinished projects. So this one is our normal essentials pouch, and this is going to be a larger size. So I want to have 2 different sizes, and this one's going to be a bigger one. So I need to work on that and make sure the sizes are correct on that. So yeah, we're just going to cut out some liners and then put the labels on, and then we'll pin it all and we'll sew them and see how they turn out. So while I pin these, I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for telling me happy birthday and congratulating me on my sobriety. It is a huge accomplishment, and I couldn't be more happy about it. My husband got me my 2-year pin. Oops, we're doing this wrong. My husband got me my 2-year pin, or like coin, that I keep on my keys with me. So that came in the mail today, and I love it. And I just carry it with me just to remind myself, you know, how far I've come. And I just wanted to thank you guys for, you know, all the love and support and the birthday wishes. Today has been a rainy day in Florida, but we need it, honestly. Our county, we have a burn ban going on right now, so, you know, no bonfires or anything like that. You can't burn anything because our drought, I guess, is so bad. And I got, I don't know if it was a letter in the mail, or I think maybe it was on Facebook, but it was a post saying that we can't even like wash our cars unless it's on our like lawn watering day. And I don't water my yard, so I don't even know what my watering day is. So that was interesting. Like, what are they gonna drive by and notice that I'm washing my car and give me a ticket? I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. I mean, there's worse things going on in the world rather than washing my car not on watering day. It's something silly I had thought about when I scrolled past it. I was like, what in the world? I don't know. Again, it's late and I'm rambling. I did just finish up working on my son's, what is it, science project. He had to make a 3D like animal cell model, and being the crafty person that I am, I love those things. I truly enjoy that. So we did it together, but I don't even have a zipper on this. This is what happens when I'm getting to talking. I don't even know what I was talking about. His cell model, but we got some polymer clay and we made the little pieces, the organelles for his project out of polymer clay, and got like 2 half sphere foam spheres at Hobby Lobby. So we just colored those and waiting for that to dry, and then we're gonna like toothpick all the little pieces onto it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing also. And I don't think I'm gonna bulk prep this week at all. Maybe later in the week, but I just really needed to get in here and just like play with fabric and have fun with it, because I was kind of like down the past few days. I don't know, just life, and I just needed to come in here and just have fun and not, you know, think about what I need to be bulk prepping right now. And yeah, this has been like an awesome project. I'm really loving these little patchwork designs. I still want to do like the pink version, which I'm going to work on that too, but I love these blues. I think they're so pretty. I'm a blue girl. I think like a light blue is probably my favorite color, or like a periwinkle kind of. But that's it. Yeah, I just wanted to come in here and just have some fun and play around. So I'm going to continue pinning these, and then we'll get them all sewn up, and I'll show you guys the finished products when we're done. Okay guys, we have all 6 of the keychain wallets done here, and I think they came out adorable. They're all going to be a little bit different on the front and the back. And then we have our 2 small zipper pouches finished here. These are the backs. And let me show you this. This is probably the funniest thing I have ever done. Okay, so I told you I was going to make a larger size in the essentials pouch, and in my head I had the boxed out corner measurements up here, but when I made the essentials pouch for like the patchwork that we were doing that looks like this, I had those larger essentials pouch box corner measurements in my head, and this is what happened. I think this is the funniest thing I have ever made, and it shows like what one little like wrong measurement will do to your project. I'm not sure, but it's reminding me of like a little person with their arms out, because I added a little pull tab on that side. Normally I only do the one, but this is the funniest thing I've ever made in my life. So this is, I don't even know. I have no idea. It's cute. It has, you know, the blue liner, but yeah, one wrong little measurement, and this is what it turns out to be. Oh Lord. So this I'm not going to be selling, I don't think, unless somebody is interested in something like this. But yeah, this was what that turned out to be. So we're not having an essentials pouch in this little patchwork project, but we're going to just go on to the big essentials pouch with the right boxed corner measurement and see how that turns out. So I just had to show you guys and let you know that we all do make mistakes, and they happen, and it's pretty funny. I think it's actually hilarious. This is what happens when you sew at night. So I love sewing at night, but little things like this happen. Okay, I just finished the larger essentials pouch, and I really love this size a lot. It's bigger, so you can hold a lot more. And I just did the purple wildflower, but it's got the purple gingham on the inside. You can probably fit a lot more in here, and I'm really liking it. So I'll show you the difference here. This is our original, I guess, you know, the first one, and this is going to be the larger size. It's super nice, and I like the height on it. It's a little bit bigger than this one, taller and wider. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to keep both sizes, but I think the larger one is going to do really well at the markets. A lot of people asked for bigger sizes, so yeah, this is what we come up with. And I don't think I'm going to be doing any bulk prepping. I know I've said that earlier, but I'm going to put that probably in next week's video, so stay tuned for that. And I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with me this Saturday and telling me happy birthday and giving me all the congratulations. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys next Saturday. Bye.